Hi everyone, welcome to the new video. So today we will see how we can build a CI pipeline for a Java based application. We have been discussing in my recent videos that we should have a CI pipeline for Java. We should first identify the tech stack, that whether it is a Java based application or a Python based application. So I thought of that we'll pick up each tech stack application, and then we'll try to create a pipeline for it. So today I have made a sample kind of example for you guys, so it is easy for you to understand. So let's go, guys. So basically, right now I have taken a basic approach that there will be one branch, main branch, but in organization, we follow a git branching strategy. So there is a main branch, but whatever changes, whatever we have to work on, we first need to create a feature branch, or develop branch, and from develop branch we need to create our own feature branch, and then we should start working. So for all that thing, we'll and if we have to merge it, need to raise a pull request to merge our branch to the branch. Like if we I want to merge my feature branch to a develop branch, then I will need to raise a pull request, and after that pull request is approved, then only our changes get merged to the specific branches. So that part is different, but right now what we have to look upon, that how, you know if suppose if you have to work on building a pipeline for a Java based application, you have been given a task, and it's a Java based application. So what are the most important things that you have to look upon, and what we have to do, so that we'll go through. So first of all, in a Java based application, our pom.xml is most important thing. And in pom.xml, we define our how, if we have to publish our everything we define in our pom.xml. Suppose you know how our application will be packaged, what will be the name of the artifact, what will be the version, what kind of packaging it should be a jar file, and version should be 1 point, and this is the package, this is a group id. We can give a metadata, and then in properties we have to define like what Maven compiler, like it should be JDK 17, and then what so these all dependencies are defined, that for building our application we need JUnit, and the version is defined. This is needed for testing, the scope is for testing. Then uh, this build is defined because for compiler plugin we need Maven compiler plugin, and the source and target is already defined here, 17, so that same thing is being picked here. Then we have defined the Maven jar plugin, which will create the jar file, and then the Surefire plugin for running tests. So every plugin that we will need to run our pipeline, all those plugins are defined here, all those dependencies are defined here, and this is a very important pom.xml. So whenever you are running your pipeline, or you are creating your pipeline, most of the errors occur in pom.xml if it is a Java based application, because there will be issues of versions, there will be issues of dependencies, there will be issue of plugin that you need to resolve. Like right now I am using for Maven compiler plugin 3.11.0, but in your organization maybe specific version is required, and for the tech stack, and for this specific version there are few dependencies which of specific version we need to add. So we need to, while running your mvn build command, or package command, when we run, most of the error occurs in pom.xml. So that is one thing that you can take, that whenever you are creating a CI pipeline for a Java based application, so most of the error occur in fixing the pom.xml. What kind of dependencies, what kind of version, what kind of plugins we need to use. So version dependency is must. That needs to be very clear. So this is our pom.xml, and sometimes see, uh, when we run our there should be pom.xml in our root. But if suppose this is a simple application, this has nothing much, talk about that there are many services which are defined in a single repo. I would say monorepo, but there are multi pom.xml. That is also one scenario for Java based application. Then in pom.xml, our root pom.xml will be calling all those child pom.xml to build the jar files. So for each service, so suppose if we have payment, if we have order, and if we have login, free service we have, and we have pom.xml for all these services, and for all these services we need to create a jar file. Then our root pom.xml will call all those child pom.xml, and it will create the artifacts for all the three services. So this is a kind of variation. Okay, so now in Java based application we should have this is also one that we have a source folder, and inside our source folder we have our app source code, or our codes are placed over here. So now I have to build a simple ci.yaml, and I'm using GitHub workflow. So I've built a ci.yaml, and you should be very clear by till now that always if we have to create a workflow, then we have to place it under .github/workflows folder. This is a defined path. If something is missing over here in this path, then you won't be able to create your workflow or actions. So I've created a ci.yaml path. Now it's a simple, when you have to define the name of your workflow YAML, and then on which event this YAML should get triggered. So it is push event, and the branch, you can define the branches event, that on push event for these branches this YAML should get triggered. For pull request this should get triggered. Or if you want to run it manually, like if you want to get the option, you need to add workflow dispatch option. So that we have discussed in GitHub action workflows that you can explore. But then we define that on which in Jenkins we have agents where our job will run, where our all the stages will run. Similarly, we have runners in GitHub Action Workflow. So I'm using GitHub provided runner, but in organization they don't use GitHub provided runner. They use their self-hosted runner which they create. Like that whole runner will be hosted on any cloud or any whatever server you are using, and they will be using that same runner. So first stage is checkout code. For this we have custom action. This is pre-built, you can directly use it, action checkout, a custom action. So it will check out the code. Then we are setting up the JDK 70. So this is for the setup. Then just we are doing Maven clean package. So we have for Maven we have goals. Okay, we have, so these are Maven default lifecycle. First is validate, compile, test, package, verify, install, deploy. So validating means that it will, if you just put mvn validate, so it will just validate your code and everything. That's it. If you put mvn compile, so what it will do, it will validate and compile. Okay, so when you put mvn compile, so it will validate and then compile your source code. Okay, it will compile your Java source code and create, target your dot class, those folders. Then if you say ambient test, so it will it will validate, it will compile, and it will run test. If you say ambient package, so what it will do, it will validate, it will compile, it will test, and it will package. Package means it will create a packaging, jar files or whatever kind of packaging you are defining in your pom.xml, that will get created. Okay. Then install, then deploy. So installing is, then it comes, verify is just that it will run everything from validate till verify. If we give ambient verify, it will verify that whatever package we have created, it's fine or not. Install will install the, your jar which is created. So this, this package that is created, it is created in your local target folder. Okay. Wherever, suppose if we are running this, if we are using this in our this part ambient clean package, so where the jar folder will be created, in the runners target folder. Okay. But if we have to install it on some server, then that jar needs to be moved from target folder to the, to that server, and deployment is the last stage where we deploy that jar. So that is what is ambient default lifecycle. So we are just building the project with ambient clean package, means it will do everything from, cleaning means clean is also there. Cleaning means that it will remove all the old, it comes before validate only, it will remove all the, you know uh, everything old folders in the target and everything. It will remove the old jar files or artifacts, and it will build new artifacts. That's why it is ambient clean till package. So till package, this will create a package in a target folder. Then this, uploading this jar artifact, I am uploading on the GitHub artifacts only. So when I run, so like if I do some change and I push that change, so my workflow will get triggered because I have put push event. So suppose I'm now committing change and committed changes. Now when I'll go to actions, okay, I'll see that my this Java CI or my workflow has got triggered, and the stage is started running. So what it should do, it see everything, it will, whatever steps, it is checkout code, then the setup, everything that I have mentioned in my workflow, every step will be, you can see over here. Then it will be build, it will build our project. So basically it will go to our Maven pom.xml, and then it, whatever plugins, whatever we have defined, it will start downloading from the repository. So it's a central repository because, I haven't defined any remote repository. So in organization they have their own repository, so they define from there. So from there only all these plugins get downloaded. But because I haven't defined, so it is downloading from central repository, which is a Maven repository. So it's downloading all the plugins. After, downloading all the plugins and everything, it is, building the jar file, because my goal was from ambient clean till package. Then it is uploading the jar artifact. So my artifact is getting uploaded to GitHub. So GitHub artifact is also there. And see, this is a URL that they have given where I can see my artifact being present. So if I click on this URL, see, this jar got installed. I can also see my application jar file. If I go to summary, And if I click on artifacts, see one artifact we can see. Okay, this means this artifact, this jar file got created, and we can install this jar file from here, and then we can deploy it or this jar file on our local and see if it's proper application or not, which is running. As my artifact is there, I downloaded that artifact, and then I extracted all the file, and then just I after extracting, so I'll show you. So I extracted over here, and here is my extracted. So this is a jar file. Now what I have to do, just I have to go to that path, my extracted path, and just I will do java-jar my that jar file, and then I'll get the application it's running. So this is how CI/CD, basically the CI part that we have seen. I hope little bit things are clear, but we'll try to explore more. So yeah, that's all for today's video. So that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know your views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.